Europe is surely a continent full of adventure, with lots of people desiring to visit it once in their lifetime. In this video, we have gathered some of the most mysterious but incredible things that were caught on camera. Creepy human fish. Human fish, aka cave salamanders, are only found in one of the longest caves in the heart of Slovenia. It sleeps, drinks, and breathes underwater and possesses flat faces resembling humans. They are normally 25 centimeters long mini dragons, and due to no source of light inside their habitat, they have a see-through, fleshy skin. The average lifespan is 69 years, which can increase up to 100 years. They normally feed on carbs and worms, but even if there is a shortage of food, they can survive without eating for years. Now that's something not resembling humans. Before we move any further, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you can keep watching our amazing content. Underwater Museum. Which seems to be an underwater town is actually an art exhibition going on underwater. British sculptor Jason Decaire decided to take his exhibition to another level, taking his sculptures down into the ocean. Jason is an environmentalist, and according to him, his underwater museums exhibit how humans have caused disruptions to the marine life, but also shows the harmony of Mother Nature, as the sculptures displayed at the depth eventually got camouflaged and completely transformed as part of the sea, proving that we're all part of the same ecosystem. The Devil's Bridge. The Devil's Bridge of Germany is a jaw-dropping monument that forms a mesmerizing full circle with the help of the lake's reflection. Its history goes back to the 1860s, when a knight was commissioned to build a bridge that will appear as a pure circle through the reflection. The idea was so bewitching for the locals that at the time, the locals named it the Devil's Bridge and spread stories that Satan made it. The reason behind people calling it the Devil's Work was due to the perception that Roman technology and design were beyond human skill. If the stunning spectacle will make you go there, just keep in mind that you will not be able to climb or walk on it, as the structure is quite fragile and could break the structure. City of Webs. This footage shows how the spiders exploded the entire coastline of Greek Lake, making hundreds of cobwebs and turning it into a desired town for Halloween. Researchers explained an extreme weather caused about 300 spiders to home in the coast, but this posed no threat to humans. Although I'm not sure an arachnophobiac would agree on this. Man walks on water. Hundreds of people gathered on a bridge across the River Thames to observe this miraculous scene of magician Dynamo levitating on the river. This video instantly went viral, with people trying to figure out if it was a trick or a genuine feat. While many bystanders believed it, a few disagreed, saying that it was a trick, as the two kayakers that passed by at the beginning to prove nothing hidden under the river water were too far from Dynamo to make things clear. What do you guys think of this stunt? Comment down below to let me know your side. Crypt of the Mummies. If you're looking for the darkest tourist points in Italy, Sicily is where you should be headed. Mummification, being an ancient technique, was mainly practiced in the Italian region. This YouTuber took a tour to the crypt where thousands of mummies were preserved from the 16th and 17th century. And while they were still wearing their centuries-old dresses, only some of them had small beards and hair on them. A few of them were also caged, as citizens believe that they come alive at night and haunt them.
They put some of them in cages. They're paranoid. They think they come back to life sometimes to battle.
Would you ever dare to go here? Comment below to let me know. Disappearing Road. Passage du Goût is entitled as one of the most dangerous roads in the world. This is a 2.5-mile road in the Atlantic coasts of France that connects two towns. One can only drive this road on low tides for a couple of hours a day. Then, it disappears 17 feet deep into water. Travelers trying to cross the road on foot find themselves trapped. Nonetheless, a marathon for runners is also organized on this road every year. Though there are towers built to rescue the people from high tides, cars are often seen drowning in Passage de Goa. Illegal cheese. Casum marzu, the cheese holding a Guinness World Record, is made in the Italian island of Sardinia, and it's in these edgy hills of the island where shepherds make cheese infested with lots of maggots. The process starts when a popular cheese fly is allowed to lay eggs on the cheese for days. Then, in the span of 2 to 3 months, these larvae become small maggots living inside small holes in the cheese wheel, constantly eating the cheese. Then, after they discharge it, the cheese is assumed ready to eat. Even though the cheese is banned from commercial sale because of the health threats it imposes, Sardinians still enjoy it and serve casu marzu on their special occasions. Mount Etna eruption. Mount Etna, also called Mangiabello, is one of the largest volcanoes in the world with a constant state of activity. It has the record for most violent explosion in 1669, throwing about 990 million yards of lava and destroying the town of Miscali, located near Sicily, in the year 1928. Despite this, it has become an obligatory tourist spot, with hundreds visiting it every year during the months of July to October. There are many trails to explore the mountain, but the easiest way is to either take a tour guide and hike over the Etna, or take a jeep to discover the volcano. Night in prison. The prison nobody ever escapes from. Karosta Prison is the only prison for tourists to visit, which can only be seen with a tour guide, and is also recognized as the most surprising hotel. In this episode, the host Ruben was detained by the Red Army and had to spend a night in the prison/hotel. According to him, this was the most bizarre yet entertaining visit to a prison. It allowed the visitors to share the experiences of detainees and learn about the history of Soviets. The prison was actually built as a military hospital, but never served this purpose, and then it was converted into a detention center until 1997. Hill of Crosses. This hill, consisting of hundreds of crosses, is located in Lithuania. Though the exact origins of the hill are still unknown, it dates back to the 19th century. The hill has been desecrated many times, and during the Soviet reign, authorities even tried to remove the crosses, but the locals continuously replaced them, making this hill a symbol of faith and freedom. Today, it has become a famous tourist spot, with many visiting it. But for the local community, it is one of the holiest places for them, as they come here to pray and place their crosses as a part of their worship. Ancient catacombs in Paris. Having a reputation as the City of Lights, the ancient catacombs under Paris tells a totally different story. They hold the remains of more than 6 million people. Pretty creepy, right? This happened when Paris grew as an industrial city and the population rose. There wasn't enough place for burial as the cemetery was overflowing. So, the authorities decided to shift the bodies to an underground vault. They picked a place which was not yet part of the capital at the time. The catacomb was then opened to the public in the 1800s, attracting numerous visitors to this place. The Silent People. Imagine traveling somewhere and finding this deserted place filled with nearly thousands of creepy scarecrows just standing in the middle of nowhere. This weird scarecrow installation is on Highway 5 outside of Suomussalmi, Finland. They have been there since 1994. It was an art installation made by the artist Reiho Kila, who named the collection The Silent People. What's more astonishing is that their clothes are washed and changed after some time. No one knows the significance or the meaning behind this, as the artist has left it for open interpretation. Snow blankets. A ski resort in the Swiss Alps uses blankets to cover up the glaciers in summer to protect them from melting. The concerned mountain has lost its ice and is expected to entirely disappear within 50 years. To combat climate change, the resort employees spend 5 to 6 weeks spreading polyester fleece sheets onto the mountain. And believe it or not, it does help. How? Well, the sun rays are reflected back by the sheet material, preventing the melting and preserving it until the winters take over. Modern problems require modern solutions. Abandoned town. This is what happens when a massively funded architectural venture turns into a real estate nightmare. These are the creepy, abandoned Disneyland-style mansions in Turkey, which is now a ghost town. Known as Burj Al Babas, this project was started to attract rich Arabs to buy property in Turkey. $200 million were spent on this. However, the project failed and got abandoned in 2019. Economic instability gave investors cold feet, and the company funding the project went bankrupt. Well, can't we get a petition for Disney to shoot their next movie here at least? Crooked Forest. These grandpa trees in Poland have crooked backs. Located in the village of Nowe Czarnowo in Poland, this forest has more than 400 trees suffering from the deformity. It was first noticed in the 1930s. Each pine tree in the forest bends to the north sharply and then curves back upright. The reason behind this strange shape is still much of a mystery, as no one knows what made them bend in a J shape. Some say that it is due to a different gravitational pull, but that doesn't make sense because gravity pulls downward and not curves. Mountain on fire. This mountain in Azerbaijan has been on fire for almost 65 years.
Oh my god, it's hot. Woo.
The burning mountain is known as Yanardağ and is located near Baku. The reason behind this eternal fire is that there is a small natural gas deposit on the hillside. Just look how gorgeous it is! Indigenous people come to pray to this fire as they deem it a holy entity. It is a 10-meter wall of fire. There is a famous tale that a farmer first accidentally set on fire when he discarded his cigarette. The Yanardağ fire is never extinguished, and the place is always filled with the smell of gas. Ghost Town. Look at this abandoned ghost town, Doel, located in Belgium. The place looks like a set of a post-apocalyptic movie. There isn't some horrifying or cursed history attached to this town. It is just that the town got caught in a political battle. The government wanted to use the land to expand the nearby port. It escalated so much that people began leaving their homes. Only a few stand their ground to fight. The town's population was reduced from 2,000 to just 20. The battle is still moot, and the place is now a graffiti paradise. Crude oil bath. Suffering from skin disorders, impotency, or joint and bone diseases? No need to go to the doctor. All you have to do is to take a bath at this spa located in Azerbaijan. You will be given a bath filled only with crude oil. It is known to cure many health diseases, and that's why more than 15,000 people yearly come here to sit in baths of warm oil, soaking up what locals call the thick blood of the earth. This spa takes bath oils to a whole new level. Would you be daring enough to dunk your body in crude oil? I just want to say that as a more refined gentleman, I kinda prefer a gasoline bath. Insect hatching on man. This man caught a rare moment of Tisa mayfly hatching. The name comes from the place they live in, the European Tisa River. Large numbers of the larvae hatch and mature during mid-June, and this beautiful natural phenomenon is known as the blooming of the Tisa, or Tisa blooming. It's a popular tourist attraction. This one sat on a man's lap and began hatching. Look how it shed off its skin, ready to fly off with its newly hatched body. But what happens next is a little weird. The male adults mate continuously for a few hours and fall to eternal slumber. This picture was sent to us by one of our fans, and after doing some research, I came to know that it is a real picture, looking like a carcass of a sea monster that once existed. Divers from England were descending into water to study sea life when they came across this creepy creature that looks like a statue but was never seen before. What do you think of it? Was it an actual monster gone extinct, or something else? Comment down below. 8,400-year-old baby. Archaeologists have found the skeleton of a 6-month-old infant who was buried beside a young man in a weird upright position. It is speculated that they were buried 8,400 years ago by hunter-gatherers near Berlin. According to the researchers, it is the earliest infant skeleton ever to be found in Germany and the oldest one in Europe. It was removed carefully with the 660-pound block of the earth, as the infant bones could have easily broken due to their fragility. Lizard or snake? What do you think this is? A snake, right? Wrong! It's a lizard that looks like a snake, but is not one. Confusing, huh? It's a legless lizard, a group of lizards with no limbs, or with reduced limbs with no use in locomotion. There are distinct features that set them apart, like the eyelids and externally opened ears. Snakes don't have them. But who's gonna look for signs to confirm if he'll encounter a slithering serpent? Lizards have seriously taken it up a notch to scare the wits out of humans. Crawling race. Out of all the sports, including a bull, this one has to be the most entertaining. What happens is the athletes divide in 2 groups to race in front of a bull. The 2 teams then lean down, forming a line on the ground, and move when the bull is not looking. Moving further when the bulls signal green and bowing down when it is red, the players present an amusing race. Going straight at the beginning, the players then have to take a 180-degree turn to reach the finish line. The bull seems a little bit confused monitoring both teams, but is doing a pretty good job at entertaining people. Sir NILS OLAV. This penguin is more important than you. This is the video of NILS OLAV walking through the ceremony held in the honor of his promotion from knighthood to a brigadier. For those who don't know who NILS is, it was presented to the Zoo of Edinburgh by an aircraft company. A few years later, during the Edinburgh military tattoo, Lieutenant Nils Egelian took keen interest in the penguin and officially adopted it in the year 1972. It was named after the Lieutenant Nils. Since then, the family of these penguins have been given military ranks, with the latest one of a brigadier in 2016. Greenwich Tunnel. The Greenwich Tunnel in London is built under the River Thames. The place is very eerie and unsettling. No cycling is allowed in the tunnel's premise, as the law requires them to push their bike through it, but people are frequently seen paddling down. Natural calamities like earthquakes could have devastating outcomes in a place like this. Well, London bridges do have a history of becoming wibbly-wobbly, if you know what I mean. Mower race. Fill up your tanks, as it is time to race down the enemy on the track with the mower race. Yep, it's a legit thing. Laugh all you want, but the British Lawn Mower Racing Association takes it very seriously. Yeah, they have a proper association. The original mower engines are retained, but the blades are removed for safety reasons. Anyone can participate in it, and although some participate to goof, people specially train for it. It is needed for speed down there. To be honest, looks kinda like fun. Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. And if you guys found it interesting, I would much appreciate it if you comment down below about the video and leave the thumbs up. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for getting updates related to our latest videos.